Dr. Robert Fuller, when the time came to nominate a faculty member from the University of Michigan who represents excellence in research, education, and service, there was no question in our minds that Dr. Fuller was the top candidate. Dr. Fuller has dedicated 30+ years of his life to science. He began his scientific career as an undergraduate in molecular biophysics and biochemistry at Yale University under the mentorship of Dr. Terry Platt. He then completed his Ph.D. in biochemistry at Stanford University under the mentorship of Arthur Kornberg. And at UC Berkeley, under the supervision of Jeremy Thorner, he completed his postdoctoral training in microbiology, immunology, and biochemistry. Dr. Fuller has made several contributions to the field of enzymology, focusing on protein vesicle trafficking, and now he studies neurodegenerative disease mechanisms using a yeast model.
As impressive as Dr. Fuller is as a scientist, he is equally invested in service and teaching. Starting in his PhD at Stanford, it was then that he felt a great drive to help train students. Throughout his career, he has trained over 25 undergrads, 12 grad students, 2 MD PhDs, and 8 postdocs. But his training and mentorship wasn't confined to the walls of his laboratory. Currently, he has been the director of the Cell and Molecular Biology graduate program for the past 6 years and has sought to enhance the success in recruiting and training in an inclusive manner. Most importantly, Dr. Fuller recognizes the need for diversity, equity, and inclusion in higher education STEM. To that end, he was pivotal in the establishment of the UMich SACNAS chapter and is still currently our advisor. He has made a commitment in diversifying the University of Michigan through his participation with SACNAS here and back home, his attendance at other minority conferences, and his wholehearted engagement with prospective students during recruitment and current students at Michigan. We are incredibly honored to present this award to him as a token of the love and support that we have for him and his excellence in research, training, and service. Dr. Robert Fuller.
Well, thank you, Jackie and Carla, for that introduction. Really too kind. I was surprised and honored that student and faculty colleagues at Michigan nominated me for this award, and even more surprised when the SACNAS board made me the recipient. I should say honored and humbled. I've been a member of SACNAS and have been coming to this meeting for about 5 years, and I'm acutely aware of the hard work that senior SACNAS members do on behalf of this organization and their dedication to the goal of expanding diversity in science and technology. Someone said something like this before, but so many have done so much more than I have. But I gratefully accept this on behalf of the students and faculty at Michigan who work hard with dedication to these very same goals. So I have just a little time, so I want to make 2 quick points. I was struck a couple of years ago by words of Cliff Poudry when he became the first director of the Training Workforce Development Diversity branch of NIGMS. He made it clear that the goal of diversity is not merely an issue of fairness and inclusion. That is, it's not just a good idea, which it is, but it's because of demographic change, it's an issue of existential necessity for science in this country. This led me to consider the truism that science is intrinsically has no race, it has no ethnicity, it has no gender, it has no sexual orientation. There's no culture that can claim it exclusively. Science and technological developments, which together with art represent the really great achievements of human beings, they have been passed as a torch from culture to culture, from group to group, between geographical regions for millennia. And let's hope that we're now living in an era when both the enterprise of science and its benefits can be shared globally. And the second point is this, and it's more personal. I was at the Arbor campus meeting last year in Tampa, and those of you there, you know that this began on the day after the presidential election. And the mood on that day was very subdued. If you were there, you probably experienced the same thing. But speaker after speaker brought a spark of inspiration, and the mood changed dramatically I was really inspired by the energy of the students there. And my point is that as I look out on students here, I see the future. I mean, I really mean that. And I feel great optimism because I know that you will prevail. So thank you very much.